we are traveling for a year, me and my girlfriend Ilda. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about how we made this possible and how I justify traveling for a full year as a photographer and a video maker and whatever. And we'll talk about the summary for the first month of travel. So let's go.
We're traveling for 1 year to Africa and Asia.
Let's start with the useful things first, or the things that I suspect people would want to know, how we made this possible. And we started planning this about 2 years ago. I think I suggested that wouldn't it be cool if we did 1 year of traveling full time? And the original idea was to spend 1 year in Africa, but we figured that we have to see some other places as well. We were in the very fortunate positions where I had a property that I sold, and Ilda sold her apartment that she owned as well before she moved into my place. And we have now rented out that place, so all the costs of my apartment, the mortgage and everything, that basically pays for itself. So that's how we do it. And from the sales of our apartment, we had our savings, so we put that into the budget. And our budget is currently $3,600 each month for Africa. That's not included the car that I also made a video about. You can check that out up here if you want to see our house on wheels. Just setting up and organizing the car, since we didn't do that in Johannesburg. And this is one of the coolest and nicest camps I've ever seen. I have some passive income from making videos and stock video portfolio. If you have been following the channel, you know I'm a huge fan of passive income. So that's how we do it, and to keep our costs as low as possible without sacrificing any comfort. Because we have some stops from time to time where we just want to relax in an Airbnb like this one here in Cape Town. I think that's the smart way of traveling full time, especially if you aren't 21. I'm 41 now, can you believe it? 41 already. And Ilda is 31. So we want to be a little bit comfortable, and we have some wriggle room in our budget for that. If you want to know more about budgets and how we do it when we travel, traveling as a couple, traveling as a full-time photographer, anything about making passive income, you can ask me down in the comments and I'll get back to that. Maybe I'll make a video. Let's head over to our first month, which has been just amazing. And we basically spent 1 month in the Kruger going from north to south. So we picked up the car in Joburg on the 4th of August, after having a few days in Joburg just to land and collect ourselves and relax a little bit. Drove all the way up to the north part of Kruger, had our first stay just outside the Kruger National Park at a place called Entakeni Bush and River Camp. It's an off-grid camp, super nice. They have trails there, so you can actually go for a run.
It's beautiful. It's like really relaxing.
Yeah.
And a good place to hente seg in. How do you say that in English?
Just relax and catch our breath.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I particularly like that we can go on these hikes. Not everywhere in South Africa you can do this in the camps, especially not in Kruger where we are going. So this is and it's absolutely amazing. Then we went into the Kruger, had our first nights in Shingwedzi, a brilliant camp. I really liked that camp, and made our way south. So lots of things. I filmed a lot for my stock video portfolio. Up at 5 a.m. every morning, as you do when you are doing your self-drive safaris. If you want to see what that's like, you can check out this video. And there's also a video about our car, the Bunny Spanks, as we call her, our house on wheels. After 2 weeks, we went out of the Kruger National Park and into the greater Kruger, where we met our friends that has a property on a private game reserve, which was, well, what can I say? That was amazing. We had some great sightings there. We had an elephant charge that was a bit dramatic, but we avoided any accidents, which is cool. When you know a little bit about the bush, you know what to avoid, and I went to very rapidly or very quickly reverse yourself out of a bad situation. And we also took turns in being the safari guides. So Ilda was a safari guide one day, I was the safari guide one day, and our friends, they were safari guides, well, most of the time in an open safari vehicle. So that was a really cool experience. Then we went back into the Kruger to a camp called Satara, and we had an amazing lion sighting there. Absolutely fantastic. I took some photos, some more stock video pieces for my portfolios and for these videos. Then Skukusa, and finally Bergendal. And by that time we had spent so much time in the car. We're getting quite tired of sitting in the car all day, and we did one of the coolest things that I've done in the Kruger, and that was going on a 3-night walking safari, or 3-day walking safari. That's something I highly recommend, with very good guides and just walking around in the bush in an exclusive area of the Kruger National Park. It's something you can do. I don't think many people does it because I haven't read that much about it. Think about that if you're ever going to the Kruger and spending a prolonged period of time and you want to do some walking. I'm definitely going to do that the next time if we return to the Kruger, just to get a little bit of a break from sitting in the car all day, every day. So that's it. That's our month. We exited Bergendal and we did the garden route, but that's a topic for the next update video, I guess. And if you have any questions about how we do our full-time traveling as a couple, traveling as a photographer, how to make passive income while traveling full-time, I do have some experience in that. That's how I justify traveling for a full year, so I can continue doing these things. And Ilda is also helping me doing this together. So I hope you like this little summary here and a short introduction to how we made this year of travel possible. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.